don't you dare put down that drink. Oh, don't you dare. I just wanna take a sip with you. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't you ever hold back, darling. No.
Welcome to the Mailman Podcast. My name is Sean Saunders, and I'm here with my lovely guest, Monique Thomas, Chef Mo, who is opening up her new restaurant, Mo Knows. It's coming to you soon. She is a wonderful and fabulous chef. And she is here with me today. We're going to talk about stress. A very, very important topic that we need to discuss. And I wanted her on here to share with me how she deals and how she handles stressful situations. So I'm gonna, you wanna say anything? Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a discussion, and I wanted you to have a woman's point of view because so many times you hear me, but now I wanted her perspective, or I wanted her to voice her position as a woman and how she deals with stress. In our position, or I'll speak from the position of a man and how we deal with stress, or how I personally deal with stress. So, how you doing, Miss Mo?
I'm well.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So let's talk. Stress.
Yes.
First of all, let's define stress. When you hear the word stress, what is stress to you? What does it mean to you?
Stress is burdens.
Okay.
Stress are burdens. Stress is something that you think you cannot handle mentally, but you can. You can handle it no matter how it comes at you. It just depends on how you handle it, because it could spiral out of control, and become something bigger than what you meant for it to be.
So is it a self-inflicted burden more so than it is a people inflicted burden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's interesting. I actually looked up what the word stress means. And it is the physical and emotional reaction to a challenge that comes to you in real life. It's the physical and emotional reaction. R. Kelly had a song that said, "My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes." You have to learn how to listen to your mind, even when your body is telling you to do what's in opposition to what it is you know is right. And a lot of us do not know how to deal with that. So how do you deal with stress? What are some of the things you do?
All right, so I have a past.
She does.
And in my past, how I dealt with my stress was go to the weed, go to the cigarettes, go to liquor. But now, since I don't do that, I don't do any of that, and haven't done it in a long time. I pray.
That's a big jump for her.
Whatever.
She used to whoop ass.
Still can. Still can. Don't get twisted. But no, like now what I do, I pray. I sit in a quiet room. I talk to myself sometimes. A lot of times. I ain't even gonna lie. Talk to myself. I throw myself in my work.
That's good.
I throw myself in my work. Also, what I do too is like I clean. When I stress, I clean.
You like to clean?
I get in that cleaning mode, and it's like nonstop.
Right, you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. She's a very clean person. Even when she walked into my house, she looked around and was like, "All right, bro, what's going on?" So she always is consciously aware of the purpose and the need for cleanliness. So that's something that she does. She said something I felt was important. She said she does work. She puts effort to doing the things that she's supposed to do. You have to find your creative space in order for you to vent. You gotta find the best way for you to vent. My creative space, it's also therapeutic for me, is writing. So I like to write, and I like to write in a way where it can convict other people who are going through some of the same things that I'm going through as well. That's important. You need to write, or you need to find something that allows you to create a space, not only for yourself, but for other people as well. Because when you do that, whatever solutions you're looking for or whatever solutions you need, you may not be able to find it within the space that you're doing all the creating in. But when you invite them people to come in, or when you extend the invitation for those people to come in, then you guys can talk about how you handle stress together. So that is extremely important. She says she likes to clean. Whatever it is you do, you're going to have to figure out what you do.
Yeah.
I like. Can I tell them? I like guns. I'm holding one right now. And I like to shoot. So it may be, hey, go to the range and let off a couple rounds. Well, because stress comes, man.
Yeah.
And we talk about self-inflicted stress, and then we have people stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
We live in a difficult world.
Yeah.
We live in a very complex world. When we get stressed out, I'm going through stress, and I'm trying to find ways to deal with it. So making sure that, especially when it comes to people, let's talk about the differences between self-inflicted stress, things that you bring upon yourself to cause you to be stressed out, and then people stress. Just talk about your experiences with yourself stressing yourself out as a result of actions or things that you've done.
The stress upon yourself is worse than people stress, because you are your biggest, what do you say? You are your biggest
enemy.
There you go. We think we are harder on ourselves than anybody else. So with that being said, you're going to sit there and critique yourself more than anybody else. You sit there and say that things are wrong with you, that people be like, what? What are you talking about? Which in terms, when people stress, you can control that. Because what they say and their little ideas of you, or whatever their opinions of you, don't even matter, because it's their opinion. Everybody has an opinion, so guess what? It's up to you to take it in or throw it in the trash.
I'm learning how not to care about what other people think. Like, some people might have something to say about what we're talking about now, or the fact that she and I are talking on camera. Hey,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. I've also learned that sometimes it's not only you being hard on yourself, sometimes it's you not being hard enough on yourself that causes you stress. And what we do is, when we're not hard enough on ourselves, we pass the blame off on other people for why it is we're doing what we do.
Right.
So we don't take responsibility, or we're not taking accountability for the decisions that we make. Stress a lot of times comes because we make decisions. Let's just talk about it. The first way to deal with stress is to learn how to say no to yourself. Learn how to say no to you. Okay? I'm gonna let you take it from here, because I gotta stop playing in the back. Hold on. I gotta get it right.
Because we don't say no. We don't say no to ourselves. Everything has to be yes, because when we say yes, we think we are appeasing everybody else by saying yes, which in terms you're not. Because all you're doing is harming yourself. Because you're putting yourself on the line for them. And honestly, they could give two rats tails. If
she really wouldn't have said that if she was not on camera. She would have said that. She would have said that word. Look, we're gonna be real with you. I'm not faking. You're not gonna fake. You're not gonna be phony. We're gonna tell you the truth.
I'm apologize in advance. Some words is gonna slip out.
Hey, I told you we're gonna be real here. So,
but back to what we was talking about. Don't put yourself on the line for other people. It is what it is. People gonna say, people talk no matter whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's your life, live it to your fullest.
Yeah, and both of us have been through tumultuous situations, as far as relationships and different things like that, and our experiences with that. And a lot of times, man, that stuff, it can stress you out. And the best way to deal with that is to take accountability for what it is you do. If you take accountability for what it is you did and not look to push off the blame on the other person, then it helps you to heal. You know, one of the things that we focused on is healing. How do I heal? It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. We're just telling you what, you know, through our experiences, what we had to do individually in our individual space. And sometimes you have to do that by yourself. You have to learn how to deal with you. You have to learn how not only to try to elaborate on the greatness of you or the good things about you, but you have to learn how to deal with the hard things. Because you can only run from yourself but for so long. Eventually, you're going to catch you.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to catch you. You can't run from yourself for so long. So many of us try to run from ourselves and not deal with the issues of stress. Okay, so people's stress, once again, is not as, it isn't impactful. You know, people can stress you out, but
it's up to you to determine whether you're going to let it be a negative or positive.
It's up to you. And you have to learn how to deal with that and learn how to deal with you in the space of time that God has granted to you. Learn how to manage you. You can't manage time. I always say this because, you know, you can't control it. But the things that we can control, a lot of times we get stressed out because we don't control it. Because we're too busy trying to control the other things. So stress can be a distraction. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to get these right. Stress can be a distraction. And it distracts you away from fulfilling your purpose by focusing on the problem. I'm going to say that again. You'll never be able to find a solution if your ultimate focus is for you to sit there and continue to run over in your mind the problem. And guess what? There's some problems that you can't fix because those problems are not yours. We take on the burden of other people's problems. That's why we get stressed out. Because we don't know what to do when we have those burdens, meaning, hey, where do we turn those things over? And you start caring more for the people than they care for themselves. And anytime you get in that, you're going to get stressed because your expectation is yours, but their expectation is not the same as yours. So you have to understand that sometimes the best thing that you can do is let people go and not hold on too long to people that don't want to change. Let them go, because if you don't, you're going to put them in spaces that they're not qualified to occupy. They shouldn't be in those spaces, and you keep placing demands on them to be what it is they are not qualified to be in your life. So I'm not telling you not to like people or to push people away. Yes, give them opportunities to become the very best of who they're supposed to be. But ultimately, hey, you got to let people go so that you are not stressed out.
You better talk about it.
I'm trying. I'm not preaching, but
you got to what?
You better pat me on the
I'll
listen. So yeah, stress is, it's a monster, man, and it's killing. It's a silent killer.
Yeah.
It's killing so many people. I mean, how many people do you know come to you every day and talk about how stressed they are?
I feel like I just bring them on in. They just come to me and they be like, oh, can I tell you about this? And okay, all right, I'm listening. Even though I have a whole bunch of going on in my own world. But yeah, I'm listening.
That's it, man. And listen, that emotional issue.
Yeah.
See, because stress causes you a couple of things. One of the things, it reveals a couple of things. One of the things it reveals is it reveals the level of your discipline.
Come on.
To what degree are you disciplined in the things that you keep suggesting to everybody you've mastered or that you're good at? Mm-hmm. Are you good with controlling your emotion? I know I'm still working because some people piss me off and I might cuss. That's what happens.
I check them.
That's what it is. It comes out, man, and sometimes it comes out the wrong way. And I know that I have to work on that, but I have to acknowledge I need to work on it. The second thing that it reveals is whether or not you're a person of integrity. Mm-hmm. Because no matter what we go through, if who we are always comes out in stress. The person you really are is going to come out.
Yeah. When
you are challenged, when life doesn't happen the way you expect it to happen. Man, I got mad today. They're supposed to do something over the summer, and now they talking about we might not do it. I was like, man, I was looking forward to that. I got mad the other day. I'm not going to go into detail, but something happened. Somebody said that they did something, and then I found out that they didn't, and I got it on camera, and then they still continued to tell me that they did it, and I said, no, you're lying. Tell me the truth. So, a lot of times, and it's hard, man. It's really hard, but you got to make sure that you have discipline, because if you're not disciplined, you're going to have an appetite that cannot be quenched. And you're going to allow everybody to pour into you to give you whatever it is they want. And if you're not disciplined enough to be able to maintain your own integrity and not have the gall to be able to stand up for yourself, it's going to be an issue and a problem. What do you think?
I agree with you. Wholeheartedly.
It's going to be an issue. So discipline, work on becoming better disciplined or more disciplined. Do things consistently. Like I have something called the 3-6-9 rule that I am working on doing consistently now. She moved away from me real quick. She's going to give me some water. I do the 3-6-9 rule. So the 3-6-9 rules is 3 days or 3 times in the morning, I write down an affirmation. My affirmation may be money comes quick, easily, and abundantly. Or it could be I'm the first millionaire in my life, but not the last. I'll write that down 3 times in the morning. I'll write it down 6 times in the afternoon. I'll write it down 9 times at night. And I read it before I go to bed. So I changed my whole diet, because when I go to bed, I'm going to get up with the energy. Whatever you see before you go to bed usually has an effect or an impact on you. And getting the right amount of sleep is imperative and important for you to be successful, especially when it comes to handling stress. Because stress causes you to be totally jacked up. You can't focus. You can't do any of the things that you're trying to do. And turn that off, because you can hear the other voice in the back. So, we have to figure out what works for you. Let me say this. Everything is not the same for everybody. So it's all dependent about you. You have to be able to understand who you are. You have to be able to configure a plan that works for you. In school, we call them IEPs, or individual evaluation plans. Yeah, it's fine. Individual evaluation plan. So we have specific plans that are geared toward helping students who need help to try to alleviate them having stress with regard to the things they cannot do. I need you to understand the only thing that you can control is what you can control. Stop trying to control the things outside of yourself that you have no control of. And that's the reason why you keep getting stressed, because you keep trying to manipulate those things to become what you want them to be, as opposed to controlling yourself in the situation. You can only manage you. So when things come your way, you have to watch this, you have to be proactive, not reactive. The problem with us is we react. So that means we didn't prepare in advance. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. When you was in school, they had fire drills. They have tornado drills now. Why do they have those? So we know what to do in case this comes. You buy insurance on your car. Why? So you know that you have coverage just in case something happens. So you have to have a plan of attack. And I'm learning that too. Look, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. I'm still working. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I'm trying to position myself around the right people who can help me. It's stressful when people count you out. It's stressful when you're with them and when you're doing what they want you to do. Oh, you're great. You're awesome. But then when you decide that, hey, I had to step outside of being myself in order to pretend to be something that you wanted me to be, because you were pretending to be somebody you're not. When you have to do that kind of stuff and you turn and do you and you become you and you walk in the glory of who it is God created you to be, then people get upset. Then they want to talk about how good you ain't, how bad you are. You ain't this, you ain't that, you this, you that. Yeah. But you wasn't saying that when I was around you. See how that changes? And that can cause you to be stressed. But even in that, I'm learning how to continue to move forward. Because greatness doesn't come when everything is great.
Come on.
Greatness only comes when you are down. Mm-hmm. No great leader has ever been great. You love LeBron. Why? Because LeBron came back from 3-1. Nobody thought it was possible. So when everybody counts you out, that's when you step up. Mm-hmm. And I'm learning that now. It's giving me the energy. I'm using the hate. I'm using, there are people that used to talk to me, don't talk to me. People that used to talk to me, talk about me. It's cool, and I know what's going to happen. Oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's what they say. We don't do that. No, we don't. It's cool. I'm not going to waste my time speaking about you. I'm going to continue to move forward.
That's right.
And do what it is I need to do. Listen.
That's right.
Want to give this real quick. Miss Monique Thomas, Chef Mo is what her name is. She is opening up a new restaurant called Mo Knows. She is originally from New Jersey. She's been down here for almost a year now.
So it's 8 months.
8 months, okay? She's been down here for almost, 8 months, yeah. So she'll be opening up a restaurant. Fabulous cook. If you want somebody to bake cakes, this is the one that you need to talk to. She can bake, she can cook, she can do it all, man. She's really, really, really good in the kitchen, okay? So her restaurant is coming out, but I wanted to give you this shout out. We got a tour coming up where she and I are going to be working. We're going to be working on a number of different events. But we have a tour coming up. It's called the Love to Be Defined Tour. She is going to be catering the tour. She's going to be cooking the food. At this particular point, we're looking in Douglasville. So I will give you the exact date. I'm just waiting for clarification for the building. And we're still trying to do Jersey. We're still trying to do Philadelphia. So we're working on it. Let me say this. This has been a journey for both of us.
Woohoo! Yes.
Starting is not easy. People, like, you got to put so much effort, time, energy, money, finances. Like, people don't know. Like, we be grinding. Like, we be about business. People just think, oh, they just hanging around. No, we are constantly focusing on business. She's doing her business. I support her in hers. I'm doing my business. She supports me in mine. So we understand how to work together.
Yes.
We understand how to be professional.
Yes.
We understand how to do the things that we need to do.
To get to where we need to get to.
To get to where we need to get to. And we're going to get there. We don't care about what anybody else thinks. We're going to do what it is we need to do because I want her to be successful. She wants me to be successful. Guess what? We both want you to be successful. We want you to understand that you can do it. No matter what you've been through, no matter what your hardships are, don't stress yourself out continuing to work for everybody else. Learn how to work for yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to be the best version of yourself. Okay, so we got a tour coming up. We'll let you know the details probably by next week. I will let you know the details. Listen, this is the Mailman, MALEMAN, and I thank you for my guest, Miss Monique Thomas. My name is Sean Saunders, and we'll see you on the other side.
Such a hate town girl. Yeah, she be riding in a foreign, but she hate